Hi everyone, Ayush here from Kniru. I want to show you how you can get extraordinary visibility over your finances completely for free inside Kniru. So after you have signed up for Kniru, you'll want to connect your financial institutions with Kniru. And to do that, you'll want to click on this Add Bank Account button on the top left. When you click on this, you'll be taken to our Plaid link flow. Plaid is basically our partner which allows us to securely connect your financial institutions inside Kniru. And there are more than 11,000 institutions available here. You can go through these. This allows you to connect accounts like your savings account, checking account, credit cards, investment accounts, and a lot more. So I'll skip this for now, but you can go and connect these accounts. And after you have connected your accounts, you'll be able to go to this bank account page from the left side. And this will get you to this kind of a view, which will show you a high level view of your accounts. Now let me quickly group these by institution just to have a better view with us. So on the top, you can see that we can look at our Chase accounts, and at the bottom, we can look at our Bank of America accounts. Now, each of these cards show us a specific high-level view of a particular account, and each is customized to its type. So, for example, if we look at the credit cards, you'll see the credit limit, the remaining credit, the amount that we have used, and so on. For normal savings and checking account, we can see just the balances there. Now, after you have connected your accounts, one of the most important things that you'll want to do inside Kniru would be to look at your transactions and have a very powerful way to find any transaction that you are trying to. And to do that, we allow you to have two transactions views. One is what we call a cross-sectional view. And what that means is we show you all your transactions across all your accounts at one single place. And to get to this view, you'll want to click at this transactions tab on the left. Now this shows you a table like this, where you can see the merchant name, category, amount, date. You can sort and filter by any of these things. So let's say I want to filter by category. I can go and filter by any particular category and so on. You also get this really cool search tab here. And not only does the search bar allow you to search by any keyword, but you can also search by an intent. So let us say I want to find all the transactions related to me watching movies, but I do not know the merchant. So the way to do this would be I can just simply write movies here. Kniru would understand my intent, and by the way, it's blazingly fast. So it brought up all the transactions related to all my movie watching here. Let's say I want to find all my transactions related to shopping. And so now to do that, I can just simply type shopping here. And so it thinks Amazon is related to shopping. So it brought all my shopping related transactions here. Let us say I want to find shopping related transactions, but not general ones. I want to find clothing shopping related. So I can simply just write clothing here. And yeah, so it was able to bring up all my transactions from, let's say, Macy's or Banana Republic. And you saw how fast it is. It's ridiculously fast. It can basically process thousands of transactions in milliseconds. Now there is another view which we call the recurring transactions view, which basically shows you your subscriptions. So for that, you can click on the recurring button here, and then you'll get this kind of a tabular view where you can see the merchant name, category, the average amount that you have been paying this merchant, the most recent amount that you have been paying this merchant, when was the first time you paid this merchant, what was the most recent time you paid this merchant, and when do we predict that the next time you'll pay this merchant. So, and by the way, you can also click on these. So let's say we want to find out more about the second subscription or a second recurring transaction. So we click on this Apple. Okay, so this will show us all the details of this particular one. And you can also see the transaction history of every single time that you have paid this merchant. Now getting back to our cross-sectional view, you can also, by the way, go deeper into any specific transaction. So let's say we find out again, shopping, clothing, just to get to that view again. So yes, these were the transactions we were looking at. Let's say I want to find out more about this particular Macy's transaction. So I can click on it, and this will take me to a very detailed view over this transaction. So this shows me that this Macy's transaction happened on 20th Feb. I authorized this on 19th Feb, which basically means I swiped my card on 19th Feb at the store. The amount was $29.77. The category was general merchandise department stores. And the bank account where this got deducted from was my Chase credit card. By the way, Kniru also does something cool. It puts for your help other transactions which are similar to this transactions at the bottom. And it either puts transactions similar by merchant or by category, and it's smart enough to figure out which one is relevant. So you can see that other transactions from Macy's are also placed there. And again, you can click on these again. Now the second transactional view that I was talking about, where you can see transactions. So first view that we looked at was the cross-sectional view. Now the second one is looking at transactions of a particular account. And to do that, you can click on any particular account. And so for example, we see that the Chase credit card bank account card is plotted here. You can click on it. And when we click on it, we can see that all the transactions that happened on this particular card are plotted here. Now, a much simpler way to get to this view would be directly to go to bank accounts and pick any card or any particular account that you want to look at transactions for. So let's say I want to find transactions for this particular card. I can just click on it and it will show me all the transactions happening on this particular card. So this is basically how you can do any kind of searching, sorting, filtering over your transactions. Now, after you have looked at transactions, another cool thing that you will probably want to do is look at your net worth, your expenses by a particular category, or your expenses that you are paying to different kinds of merchants, or your upcoming bills. And all of that can be done using our dashboard. So to do that, let's go to our dashboard and you can see all these kinds of views here. Let's say I want to find out my net worth over the last year. Now to do that, I can just simply select the year frequency in this drop down. So I pick year. This is showing me for 2025. I want it for 2024 or last year. So I'll press on this back button. Okay, so now this shows me a net worth over monthly distribution for last year. So I can hover over any of these points. And so let's say in the June, my net worth was 5145 and something like that. So you can analyze this chart further. Now, the most used feature of our entire application is the spend analysis. Fun fact, in the beginning, we only launched the categorical spend analysis, but by extreme amounts of demand, we had to ship merchant price as well. And I'll walk you through both of these. So the categorical spend analysis basically shows you how much are you spending on any kind of category by any kind of frequency. So let's say I pick the frequency to be quarter or a year or month, whatever you want. I'll keep it quarter, and the categorical view. This shows me a pie chart of how much am I spending. I can also hover over any of these slices. So let's say I spent 21% on rent and utilities, and the amount is also written there. We also put an accompanying table below it, which is really fascinating. So let us say I want to, I can see that I spent on food and drink 2201. But now I can in the table also see the distribution of subcategories. So let's say on coffee I spend this much, on restaurant I spend this much, on fast food I spend 474 and so on. But the even more magical thing that we do is, let's say you are confused about how is this coffee adding up to 855 or how is this electronics sum adding up to 532. Well, you can again click on it and you'll be able to see all the transactions that add up to make the total electronics amount to be that. So basically I bought this GoPro for 491 and so on. So you can, and this is generally a key theme of our app. We allow you to keep drilling down whenever you want. So let's say now you want to look further into this transaction, you can click on this again and you can keep doing this again and again. The last kind of analysis we have here is the upcoming bills and payments. So this is basically similar to the recurring view that we had or the subscriptions view that we had. But now instead of tabular, we plot it on a calendar. And we also make predictions on when these next payments will happen. So for the months closer to now, it will be really precise. As we go further in the future, you might see 1 or 2 days off, but it generally gets corrected as the dates come closer. So this is your upcoming bills and payments. Now 2 more features that are in beta right now, but will be shipped next month, would be liabilities and investments. For liabilities, we basically have this overall view of looking at all kinds of debt that you are in. You can look at credit card, student loan, mortgage loan from here. This is generally to help people manage their debt or get out of debt. And then people will also be able to use AI to get out of debt by looking at the visibility here and then AI helping them get out of this. So that's the liabilities view. More on that in the next month's video when I completely take this out of beta. Then there is the investments view, which is again still in beta. This allows you to look at your total portfolio, total holdings, distribution of your portfolio across different asset classes and so on. So that's basically something that you can look out for next month. 2 things that we have still skipped. One is the chart feature and one is the connected items. So the chart, which I think is the most important thing that we are building, it's not ready yet, but we are trying to build this cursor kind of experience with Kniru, where you can use Kniru and then have AI help you navigate through your finances. So let's say you want to get help across investments. Well, you will be able to ask Kniru about your investments, maybe get help with rebalancing your portfolio, and Kniru will be able to help you do that. But more on that next month. And something that we really care about is the security and privacy aspects of this. So you can read a lot more about the security that we have in place on kniru.com/security. And for the privacy aspect, we've just taken it one notch further. So anything that you want to disconnect at any point is completely in your control. So let's say you want to disconnect any particular item. Well, you can go to this connected items button, pick any item you want to disconnect and click on the delete, and we delete it immediately. If you want to completely delete everything across everything we know about you, all your items, all your identity, everything, you can just go to profile, click on the delete account, and we again delete this immediately. We do not take 30 days. This happens in a few seconds. So you can click on delete and everything will get deleted. So yeah, please check it out. Let us know your feedback. We'd love to improve the products. Generally, any actionable feedback that we get, we ship it in 72 hours. So yeah, let us know what we can improve. Thank you so much, and we'd love to have you part of the product family. Thank you. Bye.